Even before the wedding, when I had noticed that they hadn't responded, I had tried to get through to them but they hadn't responded to me. Back then, I did think that something was fishy but I didn't worry too much about it because I already had a lot on my plate. After the wedding, though, I really needed some answers, so I decided to confront my parents once and for all. When I called them after everything had been done, they finally picked up even though I had thought that they were just going to ignore me like they had been for the weeks leading up to the wedding. As soon as they answered the phone call, they told me that they were really upset that they couldn't even make it to the wedding and started telling me that I really should have sent them a formal invitation. I was obviously very confused because as far as I was concerned, I knew for a fact that I had invited them. My husband and I had meticulously gone over the guest list over and over again just to make sure that nobody had been excluded. We had sent out physical invitations as well as e-invites and I just knew that my parents had received an invitation. So when they said that they were upset that I hadn't even bothered to send them an invite on the phone call, I knew that something was off. While they were telling me about how insulted they had felt because they hadn't received an invitation, I decided to go check whether I had actually sent it or not, and sure enough, I definitely had. So I knew for a fact that they were just trying to gaslight me, but I didn't say anything. I just apologized for my mistake and then hung up. I was obviously very annoyed that they were trying to make me think that this was my fault somehow, even though they had decided to skip my wedding on purpose for reasons that I didn't even know. After that phone call, I spoke to my husband about what had happened and how my parents had tried to gaslight me, and he told me that he was pretty sure that they were just upset that I was getting married before my sister, so that's why they had decided to skip the wedding, and now they were trying to gaslight me into believing that I had somehow missed inviting them so they would have an excuse without having to own up to their own fault. It was actually my husband who made me realize that they were really just upset because I was getting married before my sister. At first, I didn't understand what he was getting at, but then he brought up several instances. First, when I had called my parents to inform them that I was engaged now, they didn't seem happy at all. They looked pretty stunned, but I had just assumed that they were surprised because I was calling them to inform them about it at all, since we had a pretty cold relationship. I had only called them before I posted about it on social media because I thought this was my responsibility as a daughter and I thought it would be more polite to fulfill it, so I thought that's what they were surprised about, that I was informing them. But my husband told me that he had immediately realized that they were not happy about it because the look that they had on their face was not one of a happy surprise. He didn't bring it up with me at the time because he didn't want to make a big deal out of it, stressed me out, but then, even at the engagement party, he could see that my parents were sitting in a corner and sulking instead of socializing with everyone, and when he tried to go to speak with them just to be polite, he saw that they were on the phone with my sister and he could hear her crying on the other end while they were trying to comfort her.